Hello everybody, this is Victor Alpha 3 X-Ray Victor with another wire antenna installment video. And this one is part 3 of my receive antenna project. As you will see the last video, I had a full wave 80 meter loop about 6 feet off the ground, fed with 600 feet of RG6. I was still getting a bit of noise from time to time. I was getting these spikes of noise, S5, S6, that would last maybe 30 minutes or so. And I'm sure it was coming from the hydro lines. So what I had was I had an extra 60 feet of RG6, plus I had leftover that was wound up about 40 feet of the original line. So I ended up moving it about another 100 feet further away from the hydro line, which is behind me here. I'll show you that after. So I am back in my back 40 here on a field here that I have. And this is where my antennas are. Got a few of my antennas back here. The receive antenna. And you'll see up in that tree there is my 160 meter doublet up there, which is 250 feet long. That's in another video. But I'll show you what I did here with my 80 meter loop. So the original loop, it went, if you can see, from that tree there across over to this tree. And then it went that way back in the bush. That's roughly about 62 feet. So it was about 62 feet square. You can see here, that's where the one end, actually that's where my balun was, right there, where you see the line crossing there, the coax. So I extended it from there, going across here, way over to these trees over here. As we follow it, there's this place. I looped it around, and I got this tape. It's not an adhesive tape, but it sticks to itself. Compliments of an electrician that I know. I have no idea what the name of it is, but it's a total seal. Anyway, there's a barrel connector in there, and that is RG6. And that's what I did with it to keep the strain off it. And hopefully it won't come apart or get loose. And what I did here was I put a pipe, just a PVC pipe. Inside that there is it's like a 5-foot mast I drove into the ground a little ways. And I put this on here just to keep it off the ground. So it's just above my head here, so the wildlife here won't, knock it down. So it goes over into the bush over to that tree right there, and that's where the balun is, and I'll show you that. Okay, here is the connection point. Here's the balun. The coax comes in from there. And it's coiled up here a little bit. I have some a little bit extra. And this balun is a 1-to-1. I changed it from a 4-to-1. Just wanted to give it a try. Just for less loss purposes. I'm not too worried about perfect SWR. It's just for receive anyway. However, it's flat. It's usable on every band if I wanted to use it for transmit, although I haven't yet. So these are my connections. I just have the two pieces of the two ends of the loop come into this nail, and I have a little pigtail coming up to these hydro connectors that house hydro wire connectors. And then I have two other wires coming down to the bow, one on each end. And then it goes out that way through the bush. It's well it's well kept under the weather here, like so I don't have to worry too much about that. And the other side, I will show you here. You'll see it there. There's the tree there. And it comes like that all the way through into the bush. So it comes over here, over this tree, and show you the corner here. I just have a bungee cord on it there. I'll zoom in here. I'll have to double that one up. So there's the corner, and it goes all the way down that way. That little red piece is just a marker where the 62 feet is. So it goes way over there into the bush, comes back around. You can't see it there, it's way up there. And then back around to that the connection point. Easy access here because I'm right on the edge of a field here. And back there it's actually easy access because the far end that goes across is right along an ATV trail. So I can check the other corners quite easily. So I'll give you a broader view here. The antenna, there's the tree there. That's not the connection point, but that's the one tree there. You can see the wire going across. It's white, and it comes across right over to in behind that white birch there. That's the connection point, and then the wire, the coax, goes right along there, right up over to there's an opening there, and that's where the road goes up, and I'll show you that. This antenna is again, it's only about 6 to 7 feet off the ground, so I shouldn't have too much problem with it unless a tree falls on it. I'm hoping it'll stay up for the winter time, but I keep a trail plowed down through here, so I'll have easy access to get at it. I'll show you, I have my ATV here, so I'll mount the camera and I'll take off from here and I'll show you the distance between here and where the hydro lines are, right up to the shack, to where it comes into the shack. So here's the, as I'm going up the road here, here's another connection that crosses the road, and it's fairly high here. There's another splice, or yeah, another splice in the RG6, and my 450 ohm ladder line, which feeds my doublet back there. So it crosses the road over to that pine tree, and then back down to the antenna. So there's all my feeds going all the way to the back. The RG6 is buried to about I'd say about 100 feet past those hydro lines, right up to the house here. Okay, this is 80 meters here. It's just before 5 o'clock. The band is not the greatest, and it's a local net here. This antenna on here right now is a doublet at the house here, fairly close to the hydro lines. And I'm going to switch it over to my receive loop in the back, and then I'll turn the preamp on.
We're looking for further check-in.
Zero noise. And the signal, I think, was up to about a 5 there.
And once again, we are looking for next home operators tomorrow.
Back to the antenna at the house. Pretty hard to hear them. Back to the receive antenna in the back.
This is Mike in Woodstock.
Just another test here. This is CHU in Ottawa, which is about 110 miles or 180 kilometers east of me. This is on the receive loop in the back. And this is on the main antenna at the house. Back to the receive loop with the preamp on. Very little loss there. About an S unit maybe. Maximum 2.
CHU, Canada. Coordinated Universal Time. 20 hours, 58 minutes. 20 heures, 58 minutes.
I'll go back to the main antenna at the house. Just about 20 over, a little bit under. And about 15 over. Put the preamp on the receive loop. Okay, here's the 40 meter test. This is actually CHU Ottawa on the 7 megahertz portion here.
CHU, Canada. Coordinated Universal Time.
This
22 hours.
is my regular antenna at the house here.
2 heures, 48 minutes.
And this is my receive loop, the 80 meter receive loop. Back to the antenna at the house. Back to the receive loop with the preamp on. Pretty happy with this receive loop. So in conclusion, this antenna did exactly what I wanted it to do. It got rid of the hydro noise down to 0, without bringing the signal down, keeping the signal up, which it's doing quite well here using the preamp. Works good on all the bands actually. It's quite omnidirectional on 80. It's more noticeable on 40, and then up when there's more spikes in it. But I noticed signals, if you're right in the RF lobe, they're really strong. Sometimes they're stronger on it than they are on my main antenna. I'm really impressed with the RG6. I'm running 660 feet of it, and I didn't think it would be that good. I thought there'd be way more loss than that. I could have ran beverages in all different directions, but then I'd need like 1,000 feet in each direction, at least 600 anyway, and with a switch box, and maybe in the future. I just wanted to get rid of the S5 S6 noise and have it zero. So I run about 400 watts here, and now like if you can hear me, chances are I'm going to hear you. So that was mission accomplished here.